Hello, MaryAnn Scott. How are you? I am so excited that we're able to have this conversation today. I've known you a long time. I know what a contribution you are to your clients, and I'm excited to share with my people all about what it is that you contribute in the business world. It's really great. So let's begin by having you tell me, first of all, a little bit of background about you, how you came to be doing what you're doing, and then a little bit about what you offer to clients.
Well, thank you, Pamela. I'm thrilled to be here. Well, a little bit about my background. I spent part of half of my career working for corporate America in global operational roles for technology companies in Boston, in Silicon Valley, and also here in San Diego, where I am currently. So with that, I then departed from that to go more entrepreneurial and actually had been involved with startups. I've actually led a couple of startup companies, gone through the whole thing of raising venture capital and working towards exits with that. And then from that, I've been consulting, but most recently I decided I've got to be involved with what I do now, which is really helping small to medium-sized companies take advantage of these federal tax incentives. So
Oh,
my career, what I bring is certainly an understanding of what business owners are going through because I've been in their shoes.
you certainly have. And when I've needed some thoughts and some support, you've been there for me as well. So I know where you come from and how you operate, and it's fabulous. So tell us a little bit about how you help companies recoup the money that you help them recoup, and a little bit about that.
Sure. This, when I mentioned federal tax incentives, I think a lot of companies today are a little bit familiar with the PPP loans, right? We've been through that with 2020. Certainly it was a new program that the federal government just introduced. Well, this is not a loan program, but a federal incentive program that started in 1981 during the Reagan administration, and has been made permanent in 2015. And what it is, it's what's called research and development tax credits. These incentive programs is for companies to reward companies who innovate and keep jobs in the US. So as such, what we find is that 95% of most companies are eligible and they can qualify for them, but they're not taking advantage of them. And the reason is no one's telling them about it.
Uh,
So what my job is to really educate business owners, I say small to medium-sized companies, but we've done is as large as $3.3 billion company in introducing them to these research and development credits.
so what do you need to know from a company in order to save them or get back really the money, right?
Sure. Well, so when we say research and development, now immediately you think, oh, I'm not developing a product. I'm not in a lab with little beakers or I'm not coding software. Well, it's a very broad definition, and that is there a creative element to what you do? And if you customize anything in what you do, then it is a combination of that creative element, also having at least 2 W-2 employees, and 3 that you pay taxes. And if you really satisfy that criteria, then most likely you qualify. So let me just give you an example. Is
Yes.
probably to make it more tangible here. I just recently helped a dentist here in San Diego. He's getting back $165,000. And so anything dentist, R&D, well, think about it. What does a dentist do? They customize your treatment plan. You go in as a patient. You're unique in terms of what they do. They may say, hey, you have some cavities. They may fill a cavity. Even the act of putting cement and whatever that compound together is, is an act of making something that's R&D related. They use lasers, they make veneers, they make crowns. All of this is what's considered R&D. This is the creative element to what dentists do. So dentists, for example, are really prime candidates for this. And so it's the same. In a lot of companies will automatically, the first thing is, well, I don't do R&D. And I said, well, let's take a look a little bit more about what you do. And I can see by reviewing their website, having a conversation, I can help them see what they do. I just had another conversation with a financial services company. And again, they said, we don't do R&D. I go, well, maybe do you do a lot of research? I mean, are you staying up on top of the latest laws and things? Yeah, we do that all the time. I said, well, that's what's R&D in your business. So it's always a very interesting conversation, that we end up having.
Sure. I can only imagine. And so is there anything else, MaryAnn, that would be helpful for our audience here to know about you so that they could, like, how do they reach you?
Yeah. Well, first, I want to say that we offer a free incentive analysis. So certainly I'm with Business Group Resources. And, you can find me at LinkedIn, MaryAnn Scott, in LinkedIn under Business Group, you'll see Business Group Resources, and it has my contact information there. But, I'm always happy to have a conversation. As I said, the free incentive analysis, we can do that. We'll give you a pretty good idea as to how much money that you could qualify for. And then we take you through the process in terms of how to take advantage of it. I also offer webinars. If you have a big group, it's a professional organization, you want to bring me in, I can do a 20-minute webinar just to give you a pretty good overview on that. So there's a lot of different ways that I can work with you, in your business.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for being my guest today. And this is Pamela Stambaugh with Accountability Pays saying goodbye, MaryAnn, and we'll talk again very soon. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pamela.